In life, we all are running a race, to achieve much, running a race to accumulate great wealth. We are all striving to be successful, striving for our names to shine, striving for the generations ahead to remember us for the great things that we have done. But I want to tell you, no matter how much we achieve in the world, it is all vanity if God is not in it. We see in the letter to Philippians, Paul writing in verse 8, Paul says there, "Indeed, I count everything as loss because of the surpassing worth of knowing Christ Jesus my Lord. For his sake I have suffered the loss of all things and count them as rubbish." What Paul is saying is, I have suffered the loss of all things and I count them all rubbish. When you look into the history of Paul, we will realize that Paul had a great past according to the world, according to the standards of the world. When you read from verse 4, he says, "Though I myself have reason for confidence in the flesh also, if anyone else thinks he has reason for confidence in the flesh, I have more." In verse 5 he says, "Circumcised on the 8th day of the people of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin." That means what Paul is saying is, I have a great lineage. My past, I have a great history. I come from the pure line of the Jews. I come from the tribe of Benjamin, a well-known tribe, a well-established tribe. Then he goes on further and says, "A Hebrew of Hebrews, has to the law of Pharisee." You see, a Pharisee was well respected in the time of Paul. Pharisees were people who followed the law to the dot. And what Paul is saying is, I was a Pharisee. I had a great past. I had a great, history. My family line was amazing. Then he goes on further and he says, "Has to zeal, a persecutor of the church, has to righteousness under the law, blameless. But whatever gain I had, I counted as loss for the sake of Christ." That means what Paul is saying now here is, all that rich past that I had, I counted all loss. I counted nothing compared to Jesus. Paul gave it all up for the love of God, because he knew that God and God alone could satisfy him. It was God and God alone, but that was his passion. And I want to tell you, if you are running after the things that the world offers you, you will be tired. On deathbed, you will just find out that life was meaningless. No matter how much you may have hoarded, no matter how great a name you may have left behind, you will find that it was all meaningless. There's only one way that you can impact not just earth, but also eternity, is when you know who your God is. Paul defines when he says that he counted all rubbish, all that he gained in the world, he counted as rubbish. The word rubbish there would be the scientific word is excreta. Excreta, that means waste, that means dung. That means, something that we would not even look at. In a slang language, he says shit. That's the word that Paul uses. All that you gained in the world, he counts it as excreta. I want to tell you who's watching right now, don't run after the world. You will be tired. Don't run after the world thinking that it will satisfy you. You will be tired. Paul, in his own words, says he counts it all excreta. He's given it all up because he got the one and only one that could satisfy his life. I want to challenge each one who's watching. Turn to Jesus. Give him that first place, and then you will truly enjoy life. Paul sought Jesus above everything else, and we know that he was an example, or he was a model for everyone to follow. I challenge each one of you today. Keep Jesus as the passion of your life, as the goal of your life, as the destination of your life, and success will run after you. God bless you.